I'm Bree, and this is TJ. In 2017, we decided to break away from the norm and travel the US in our custom 4x4 van and Airstream. We loaded up our two dogs, Madly and Brody, and cat Jack, and hit the road. We quickly realized life on the road is full of surprises, and our name-embracing Detours fit our new life perfectly. Please subscribe, and welcome to the adventure. So you've been doing some maintenance on the van, haven't you?
Yep, I've been taking advantage of our downtime and doing some preventative maintenance.
What things have you been up to?
So yesterday we had a small oil leak. I replaced the seals on a part that was leaking. And while I had everything out, I went ahead and replaced our thermostat and upper coolant hose because the hose looked like it had started to collapse.
So starting it today will be...
Yep, I had put some sealant on it and let it sit overnight, so this will be our first startup since I did all that, and hopefully nothing leaks.
It was interesting. I came out into the garage yesterday just to bring some garbage to the cans, and teacher was like, "Oh my gosh, thank you for coming out here. I've been standing here for 5 minutes." Something started leaking.
I had taken a part out and coolant started to come out, so I put the part back in real quick to block it, and then realized I'm out here by myself and can't get off the ladder to go get a bucket. So fortunately Bree came out
right then.
About 10 minutes after I was standing there, and
I was able to save the day.
Got it taken care of. So.
Yeah, but you've been really busy on the van lately. You also replaced the brakes the other day.
While we're in some place where I can work on things and get parts, and if the right parts don't come, I can order new ones. So it makes it much easier when we're stationary to be able to do those kind of things. So yeah, all new brakes on the van, and then just some other odds and ends.
Yep, important things, especially when maintaining a 20-year-old vehicle.
Absolutely. It's best to stay ahead of it before it breaks down.
Right, exactly. TJ keeps us running.
I try.
All right, let's start this thing. All right, guys. Come on back.
Hey.
Come on back.
Come back.
Come on back. Just to be clear, with that coolant leak yesterday, we did have a tarp and lots of rags down on the ground. So we did not spill a bunch of coolant on the ground.
No, we're staying in somebody else's house, so I try to be as cautious as I can about spilling anything or getting their driveway dirty, or not to mention that you don't want this stuff leaking anyway. So yeah, I was really careful to not make a mess, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So just wanted to be sure we were clear about that. We didn't just leak coolant all over the ground.
No, absolutely.
It was all collected. How's it feel to be in the van again? We are headed to West Seattle today to explore, but we're having to detour our way there because the West Seattle Bridge is currently closed.
Yep, so it's sending us on a kind of roundabout way to get there, but that's all right. We can see more of the city.
Embracing the detour.
Who's on the road puking?
Don't puke, bud. So our boy Brody used to get car sick.
Only when Bree drove.
You've always got to add that in, don't you? Well, he's been getting car sick again recently. Getting too used to being in a house. He's struggling a bit. Hang in there, bud. Can we just acknowledge how lucky we just got with parking?
Pulled right up to the front door.
That's crazy. We came into West Seattle to eat at a really cute little, we're not actually eating there, but we got food from a really cute little restaurant called the Swinery that one of our followers' sons own.
Yep, they reached out to us on Instagram and invited us down here to check it out, and
yeah,
really cool little place down here.
Yeah,
in Western Seattle.
TJ's been talking to them with his mask on.
I've been wearing this mask, and it muffles my voice so much that I've been kind of yelling, I think, and now I'm losing my voice.
His voice is all weird, and it's literally just happened in the past, like, half hour that we've been here chatting with him and getting our food.
I'm a quiet guy. I don't usually get loud, and so this is what happens.
His voice is so weird right now. Anyways.
I don't like yelling.
Yeah, so we just picked up some what sound like are going to be amazing sandwiches.
Smells incredible.
Yeah, it really does. And we're going to head down to a lookout point that they recommended to eat them.
Yep. So thanks to Jim and Pam for inviting us down here, and
yes,
we appreciate it. And I guarantee you we'll be back because it smells amazing.
We were just talking about the other day on the way home from hiking if we could eat anywhere, because it's always our tradition after doing a hard hike. There was a pizza place or a Mexican place we would always go to eat and get a drink, and of course during COVID we haven't been able to do any of that. And so on the drive home we were talking about if you could go and eat anywhere, where would it be? And TJ mentioned that some of your favorite places are like someplace you can get a really good homemade sandwich.
Yeah, I like the smaller mom and pop type of sandwich places that you get a really good fresh sandwich.
We had a deli at home called the Harvest Market, and man, that place, like everything was made with love and you could taste it, you know. They took so much pride in the food they made, and so we're always on the hunt for places like that. In this place, the Swinery gives me that feel.
Absolutely, yeah. Everything tastes like it's fresh off the farm. Bread is fresh. The ingredients are really good.
So Pam, which is the mother of the owner, was telling me that her son actually gets like whole slabs of meat, like half a cow in, and they don't have any electric equipment. Everything is cut by hand. I mean, it's that kind of stuff that really speaks to us, and you can taste it in the food.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we've got quite the assortment of food here.
We pigged out a little bit.
Listen, so this is the first time we've eaten out since quarantine. I've done more cooking in the past couple of months than I care to do for the rest of my life. So it was definitely exciting to get food from a restaurant again. So yeah, we got quite a bit here. TJ, you got a Cubano.
I got the Cuban.
Yeah.
I've eaten half of it already, so it's really good.
That's actually one of your go-to sandwiches.
It's one of my favorite sandwiches for sure.
I got something called, I think it was called the El Presidente. It just says Prez on the box, but it's a pulled pork, and it's got some sort of sauce on it. I can't remember what it was, but it's super good, really juicy. We also got some pork belly,
which we've already broken into those also.
It's all been eaten. And a rib, just to kind of try a little bit of everything. So, all right, you want to switch?
Yes. We've come down to the Alki Trail. Runs along Elliott Bay and I think out through Puget Sound out here in western Seattle.
I think it's just called West Seattle.
West Seattle.
We don't sound like we know what we're talking about when we call it Western Seattle.
We don't know what we're talking
We don't know what we're talking about. But this is a really beautiful area because you get this amazing view across the bay of downtown Seattle and the skyline with the Space Needle and all of that. So kind of a busy trail if I'm being honest. We brought our masks and we've been wearing them. We just can't exactly film and talk to you guys while we're wearing them. But yeah, cool area. I think we're trying to make it to Alki Beach.
Yeah, it's about a mile down the road here, so we're going to see if we can make it.
Well, we are headed north to do the Mountain Loop Drive, which is a scenic drive that's just supposed to be incredible and should be a lot less crowded than the beaches at West Seattle. But before we get on the drive, we're gonna stop and see if we can get Brody some relief. So we've dealt with car sickness with him in the past, and ginger snaps is actually a trick for helping motion sickness. Just like when you get a stomach ache and drink ginger ale, it's kind of the same concept. Ginger is a natural, stomach settler. So we're gonna try ginger snaps again and see if we can't get him feeling a little better in the car or the van.
If he doesn't eat them, then we'll eat them.
Exactly, they'll
just
be a road snack.
About an hour north of Seattle now to a little tiny small town called Granite Falls, and this is where we are going to get on to the Mountain Loop Scenic Byway. It's a 54-mile loop that's supposed to be absolutely beautiful.
So they just opened it this weekend. It's closed in the winter because of snow. So we're hoping it should be quite an adventure. There are, how many miles of it are like single lane gravel?
There's 14 miles of it that are single lane potholy gravel road, so is what I read anyway. We'll find out. And there's lots of pull-offs and there's lots of hiking trails and things like that, so we're gonna
we're
check it out.
Pretty limited on time today, starting our day in West Seattle, so I think we're probably just going to focus on the drives and the scenic overlooks. But there are a lot of, from what we understand, there's a lot of camping and hiking opportunities along this drive, so maybe once camping opens back up we'll be able able to come back and explore this and you know, with the trailer. This is fun.
Yeah, so it went from a nice 2-lane paved road to a 1-lane gravel road.
So all along this drive are a ton of primitive camping sites right along this river here.
Technically they're not open yet, but there sure is a lot of people out here camping.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure how that works, if maybe because it's dispersed camping and not an official campground, maybe that's why they're allowed to do it. None of these spots, at least as far as we've seen so far, seem big enough that you'd want to bring your travel trailer out here. I don't think we'd bring ours out here. It's really more kind of like tent camping. They're kind of just small spots right on the river, big enough to pull your car into and then set up a tent. Or maybe a small camper, like if you had...
We were in the van or a Class B, small Class B.
Right.
Totally do it.
Yeah, but really beautiful out here. Holy cow. Alright, we made it back from our drive.
Yep, it's a great drive, beautiful drive.
Yeah, it was. There weren't as many pullouts, like lookout points, as I thought there were going to be, but it was still absolutely gorgeous and a good way to spend the afternoon.
Yeah, it was a great way to finish up the day for sure.
Yeah. So we have an update for you guys, and there's no easy way for us to say this, and if you don't want sad news, then you should probably turn this video off now. But we had to say goodbye to Jack a couple of weeks ago.
He just kind of progressed rapidly. We found out that his kidneys were failing worse than we had thought, and eventually led to him passing.
So he quit eating, which with cats, I mean, it's kind of common, you know, it's like
a telltale sign.
It is. So we knew it was serious. We called the vet and got an appointment as quickly as we could, but in the meantime, we bought a syringe and some pureed food, and we were force feeding him. And it was just very reminiscent of when we lost his sister Jules last year. When we had the appointment with the vet, they thought that probably his hyperthyroid was masking the severity of his renal failure, and he was probably much further along in his renal failure. Long story short, there were a lot of things going on, and we had a very sick cat, and we really struggled with what to do. We really wanted to learn from what we thought were the mistakes we made with Jules in prolonging her suffering while we came to terms with the situation, and we didn't want to do that again. We wanted to do right by Jack. So we made the very, very difficult decision to help him pass peacefully and with as little suffering as possible.
Without struggling and suffering, so.
Exactly.
But we had 17 good years with Jack.
Yeah.
And it's always sad, but
yeah,
you don't want him to suffer.
Exactly. It's such a hard decision, though, to make that decision for your pet. So we are thankful that we are where we are when it happened, because we were able to bring him home and wrap him up in a pretty blanket and kind of have our final goodbye with him, and that definitely felt good to be able to do. Definitely grateful to be able to have a place to lay them to rest and know that it just gives us that final goodbye and that final kind of act of love, I think. So anyways, really, really sad news. Sorry to have to bring it to you guys, and it's weird. It's like the end of an era for us. I mean, we got the cats a year into our relationship, so they've been through so much with us, and to be catless now is a little bit surreal, honestly.
It's very strange.
It is. So bye, Jack. We love you, buddy.